Yeah, hello guys. Now we will talk about the next part about the condition for the modified opinion. Yes. This is the three kind of condition that consists only in the modified opinion. So firstly, the scope. The scope of the audit has been restricted. So the auditor cannot freely have to found the audit evidence because their scope, the auditor scope, is being restricted. So it is like you want to find some specific invoice, but the manager, the staff on there is prohibit you to access that kind of invoice. So that's like scope of the audited being restricted. It is like you want to go to the factory to investigate, to observe the factory, but the staff is not allow you to come enter to the factory. Something like that. Your scope being restricted. Yeah. For this kind of restricted, yeah, you will get the, of course, you will get the modified opinion. Yeah, whether it is in this part, whether you will get the modified opinion, the qualified opinion, or maybe the adverse, the disclaimer. Yeah, so that's the two kind of opinion if your scope is being limited or restricted. Yeah, qualified opinion, disclaimer. And in the next part, the financial statement has not been prepared in accordance with the standard. So you found the accounting, the financial statement is not prepared as in accordance with the standard. So in this kind of opinion, you will get whether you will get the qualified or maybe the disclaimer. Yeah, it's depends on the level of the not in accordance. So in the third one is the auditor itself is not independent. This kind of the problems, the auditor will announce the disclaimer. Cannot make any opinion because the auditor is not independent. So this three is the condition, the main condition for get the modified opinion. And yes, this is the three modified opinion, qualified opinion, adverse opinion, and disclaimer. As you can see in here, yeah, the qualified opinion will be provided if the scope has limitation, yeah, restricted, or the financial statement is departure from the GAAP, from the standard. So if you found these two kind of the condition, but yeah, there is a but if the auditor still concludes that the overall financial statement still fairly stated, yeah, so the opinion will get the qualified opinion. So even though your scope is limited, prohibited, and the sum of parts of the financial statement is departure from the GAAP, but because overall of the financial statement is still good, is still fairly stated, so the company will get the qualified opinion. And for the adverse opinion, yeah, is used when financial statements are so materially misstated. Misstated is in Indonesia salah saji or misleading information. Yeah. So if you found the financial statement is so materially misstated or misleading, yes, and yes, of course, you will publish the adverse opinion because tidak wajar, ya. The financial statement is tidak wajar, it's not good. Yeah, that's why. For the adverse opinion. And for the disclaimer opinion, is used when the auditor cannot form an opinion, cannot form any opinion because your scope is limited. You cannot find any audit evidence, so you cannot publish any opinion, or maybe you auditor itself is lack of knowledge. You lack of knowledge to audit this kind of company. Maybe something like energy company, something like the organic company, but the auditor cannot do the audit because they lack of knowledge, so they cannot form any kind of opinion. And the third part, of course, because the auditor itself is lack of independence. The auditor, if it is found that auditor is not independent, of course, you will only form the disclaimer of opinion, something like that. Yeah, this is the condition for the modified opinion. Yes, and for the next part, we will talk about the materiality. Yes, this is the last part. Yeah, and after that, we will take a relationship about the materiality with the opinion. So, see you in the next video.